Monday and welcome to a new week here on Coastal Living. Once again, we want to remind you to give yourself a reset on those goals, create reasonable goals for the week to help you kind of get to that end game, right? And with that said, we're going to have some help for you. We've got our buddy Chad Peters chiming in for another Mindful Monday. And if you've been feeling a little down in the dumps lately, that is not unusual, especially for this time of the year. So we're going to give you some tips on how to handle, say, the holiday blues or just seasonal depression throughout the year. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get straight to it. Thanks for joining us. It's Coastal Living.
The holidays are over. The days darker. The temperatures colder. It may all leave you feeling a bit sadder.
It's a wake-up call that we have to focus on 2025, the next year. And some of us are ready and some of us aren't.
Lee Richardson with the Brain Performance Center says for those who aren't ready, it's okay. The first way to overcome those feelings is to focus on what you can control and put your energy in that direction. Then show yourself some grace.
Check in with yourself every day. So, hey, Lee, what do you need today? What do you need to make your day a little bit better? And sometimes I just need to take a walk.
Richardson says it's also important to hit the pause button, focus on self-care, whether that's exercise, meditation, or deep breathing. Prioritize the things that make you feel at peace.
Sometimes people, they have it in their mind they can't stop. Yes, you can.
And even if you don't feel like it, make social connection a priority this time of year. Richardson says it's a critical key to maintaining your mental health. Finally, she says to remind yourself you're stronger than you may feel.
Everybody has a bad day. It's okay to not be okay, but you have to remind yourself that this too shall pass.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
I guess on the whole, sometimes I want the Mindful Mondays segments to have deep, profound meanings. Other times I just want to inject a small little dose of happiness. Because sometimes it doesn't take deep meaning or introspection to get to our feelings. We need these things in our life. And I mean, we're all chasing happiness. It's a big business. We're all bombarded more than at any other time in our life that we should be happy. And today, I learned a great lesson from a stranger. While stopping to fill up at a local gas station, I saw a man get out, and immediately the humidity of the day fogged up his glasses. This was quite a welcome surprise for him. He chuckled, he kind of looked around to see if anyone had noticed him, and it was like he was looking at a new universe for the first time. He just saw the world differently. It's like the puppy that I just brought home, trying to take everything in. He then simply took his glasses off, polished them on his shirt, and had a huge smile on his face. Now, my guess is he won't remember this when he lays his head down to go to sleep tonight. And really, who cares? It's not something life-changing. It's nothing with impactful, deep meanings, and it's definitely not something with new insights into the inner workings of the universe. It was simply his glasses fogging up and a chuckle. It was fun, and it was for the tiny, everyday things that happen in life. We all have these. It was enjoyment in the moment. Now, I was talking to one of my friends the other day about the commute that I have to work. You see, I live on Padre Island, and every single day I get to come across the Causeway, which is arguably the most scenic and greatest commute in our entire country. On a clear day, sometimes I can see all the way to downtown and the bridge that's about to be completed. It was absolutely gorgeous. But on most days, I miss it. Despite driving across that causeway nearly every single day for the last 2 decades, I'd say 99% of the time, my brain is somewhere else. I'm thinking about my kids' games at night, or the work that has to be done, or my first patient at my chiropractic clinic, and even if the air conditioner is going to work today. And that's just the way it is in our life. Our brains, in essence, are problem-solving machines, and their default is to find problems to solve, to stay busy. Now, there was a time in my life when I got a little bit into the Buddhist koans and these life-changing messages that stem from millennia of knowledge and thinking. But paradoxically, so many of the Buddhist teachings are not complex. They're about being in the present moment. So much is taught on don't miss the small things while you're looking for the larger picture. And yeah, while you're doing that, do it again. Smell the flower, eat the strawberry, enjoy the foggy glasses. Now, I may be the first person to tie together ancient Buddhist koans with an incredible 1980s movie, Ferris Bueller, but come on. Ferris said it best. Life moves pretty fast, and if you don't slow down and look around every once in a while, you could miss it. Happy Monday, everyone. Find enjoyment in something small this week. Until next time.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Guevara at Texas Family Wellness Clinic, and I'm here today with my registered dietitian, Mrs. Kate Hilliard. She has been part of Texas Family Wellness Clinic since March of 2021. She and I work together as a team with our nurse practitioners to help you with your dietary and nutritional needs.
Yeah, and so as a registered dietitian working at the clinic, I work one-on-one with patients. And so I'm able to assess diet, really dig into what you're eating, what a day in the life looks like, and also any behavior changes that you want to make surrounding that. And so it's just perfectly coupled with, obviously, what the providers do here at the clinic.
So today we're going to be talking about sugar and what that does to our bodies. So sugar can be very harmful, depending on the type of sugar that you're consuming, how much you're consuming. It can lead to problems like insulin resistance, prediabetes, diabetes, fatty liver disease. So one of the things that I want our patients to understand is the different macronutrients that we consume. So we have protein and fat, and then that third one is sugar. And there are lots of different items, things that we consume on a regular basis that contain sugar, things that you may not be aware of, things like tortillas, breads, rice, pastas, sweet drinks like juices, sodas, sweet tea, beer, wine, of course, potato products, corn products. So lots of different things that you may not be aware of that Kate can help us to help you understand, in terms of what to avoid and what to consume and how much.
Definitely. And even just with those diseases, mentioned with the inflammation, fatty liver, insulin resistant, they're all preventable. And that's the exciting part, is really looking at what are you consuming, that is causing that inflammation, and just feeling so much better from reducing sugar intake. And that's one thing I always say, the low-hanging fruit for sugar intake is sugary beverages. Sodas is the easiest thing to kind of get off, the menu, and, switching that over to water. Or now there's a lot of great, beverages out there, sparkling waters, that don't have that added sweetener in there. And just that alone, I've seen blood sugar improvement, and so, and like you mentioned, that's the hidden sugar that is in food, and obviously just whole foods that, if we're getting sugar, it should be coming more so from fruit than, anything else. And so being, again, a dietitian, I'm able to go one-on-one with the patient and really, get down to business, with their sugar intake.
Right. So one of the things that we do here at Texas Family is, when Kate is seeing a patient, you'll always see one of our providers. So a provider will come in and see you along with Kate and just make sure that everything is going according to plan in terms of, the plan of care that we have for you. So that's really important to us.
Yeah. And so I think is also very rare. I mean, most dietitians, work in hospitals when a patient's already sick.
Right.
And so working at Texas Family Wellness Clinic, they are all about prevention, like preventing those diseases, preventing you having to be in the hospital, and taking care of your health now and the actions that you can take. And so I really just, I love working here. I love working with a team that you do have that doctor support as well.
So come and see us at Texas Family Wellness Clinic.
Health and Wellness with Dr. Guevara is paid for by Texas Family Wellness Clinic.
When it comes to foods that we crave, nothing is as welcoming as a big bowl of soup. And when that soup is chicken soup, all the better. So let me share with you a recipe that's a warm-you-up favorite, as well as a way to help you get rid of the winter blues. We start by placing a whole chicken that's been cut into quarters into a large soup pot, along with some cut-up carrots, celery, and onions. Then we add some water. Yes, this is going to make a big pot of soup, but don't worry, because it freezes great. For the part that gives this all its flavor, we add some salt, pepper, and a couple of spoonfuls of chicken base. And if you're not familiar with chicken base, it's a super rich take on bouillon that is, let's say, spoonable. And you can find this in the soup aisle. After this comes to a boil, we'll turn it down and let it simmer until the chicken is fall apart tender. After we remove the bones from the chicken, we chunk it up and back into the soup it goes, along with some wild rice. That's all there is to it. What we end up with is a big pot of soup that is packed with so much goodness, it's practically a meal by itself. To get this easy recipe, all you have to do is go to our website and look for chicken and wild rice soup. I know you'll be glad you did. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a warm and cozy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Yummy.
We're off to a great start, but don't go anywhere. When we return, we'll talk about the increasing rates for your car insurance and what to look for while shopping for the best coverage for you and your vehicle. We have that and so much more to come, so stay with us. We'll be back on Coastal.
The car has felt the pinch of those relentless rate hikes, but this year those rates are slowing down. Auto insurance premiums are increasing for the 7th year, but at less than half the amount of last year. There's some good news for car insurance rates in 2025.
There's a little relief in sight as they're pumping the brakes, so to speak, on rate increases.
Drivers can expect an average increase of 7.5%, according to a report from Value Penguin. Compared to the more than 16% increase in 2024, it's relatively good news. But that depends on your insurance company, the state you live in, and your driving record. New Jersey, Washington, and California will see premiums raised by more than 15%.
These are the 3 states with a lot of EV drivers, a lot of bad weather, higher and more expensive claims.
North Carolina, Texas, and Iowa will see the lowest increases at under 3%. As for companies, American Family, Allstate, and Liberty Mutual are expected to raise rates by more than 10%.
Shop around. You may assume you may have the cheapest insurance, but guess what? Your company is raising rates the most this year.
USAA, Progressive, and Geico are expected to have the smallest rate increases. The report by Value Penguin also shows EVs are still more expensive to insure, but cheaper for vehicles from legacy brands. Another factor in high rates, cars and their repairs cost more.
Because a bumper isn't just a bumper. You can't duct tape it to your car anymore. It has video cameras, it has microchips. That impacts your insurance costs.
If you're still waiting for the good news,
if things stay the same as they are this year and the years before, I think rate hikes will continue to decrease.
If you're looking for ways to save money on car insurance, your best bet is to shop around. Different companies can offer lower premiums, or you could look for something called a telematics system, also known as pay-per-mile insurance.
Have you seen vacation prices this year? Well, instead of going to your usual vacation destination, 2025 may be a year to let the deals determine where you spend your hard-earned money. Michael Page says flying his family on vacation is more expensive than ever.
Snacks, drinks, all that stuff.
Michelle Brown says even taking her beloved poodle along is getting pricey.
Because I pay like $5 something, then I'm paying $300 for him.
The travel deal site Going predicts airfare will increase overall in 2025, but not for every destination. The site recently released its Where to Go list for the new year, recommending places like Sicily, Scandinavia, Fiji, and our neighbor to the north, Canada, where some round-trip tickets are less than $200.
Some destinations across the U.S., you're paying a lot more to even get to.
Going's Katie Nastro says less conventional destinations are becoming more accessible thanks to nonstop routes and growing demand.
People are looking for a little bit of differentiation, maybe not hitting Paris and London, but opting for Oslo and Copenhagen.
Your best shot at scoring a deal, Nastro says, is to think about spring and summer trips now.
The best time of year actually is to book in the opposite season.
Nastro suggests you set price alerts for airfare through Going, Google Flights, Skyscanner, Hopper, or other travel sites. And don't stop your search even after you've booked, as long as you've booked a main economy or above ticket.
Call your airline and get a travel credit for that difference in price.
Makina Parker is doing just that and will take her vacation based on the best price.
Because of the increased prices, I'm trying to see what my options are.
So you don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese.
It's what we tend to turn to in times of turmoil. Comfort food may bring quick but temporary relief during a bad day, but it can also have a significant impact on your brain.
The first thing that happens is you're not satiated, so you want more of that same food. So it starts to tap into your craving cycles. But the other reason is that these foods then become quite addictive.
Dr. Uma Naidu says research shows that foods that are high in sugar, for example, can also tap into the same reward pathways in the brain as substances like street drugs.
Unfortunately, because these foods cause high blood sugar levels over time, this over the course of your life can actually impact your brain and lead to things like atrophy or brain atrophy. So it actually is damaging to your brain.
Avoiding these foods can be hard. Naidu says the moment something is off limits, your brain wants it more. But she says you can trick your mind into developing healthier habits.
What about some blueberries in your fridge? A clementine with a piece of dark chocolate does phenomenal.
Naidu says instead of giving up an entire food group, your brain will do better with the 80-20 rule.
Which is 80% of the time be eating those healthy foods. And 20% of the time it's the holidays or life happens or it's your birthday, you're traveling, and it's okay.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy.
Today we have the honor of sitting down with Mr. Robert Heil. Great to have you in the house.
Always great to be here, Clarissa.
Absolutely.
Great to see you.
Well, you're all over the place, and we know that you're stretched thin, you're doing great things in the community, you're practicing law, but you're also a big contributor and sponsor for the Give a Child a Book campaign, which is hosted by Scripps, our mother station. And talk to me a little bit about the campaign and why you're so passionate about it.
It's a super special program. We love to partner with Channel 6 and Scripps to be a part of the literacy campaign. The forefront of that is the Give a Child a Book, which we've been doing for the last couple of years. What's really special is that we get to go into the schools, the local elementary schools. The one that's been picked as our city school is Gloria Hicks Elementary. And so it's really neat to be able to see the kids that day. They get to pick 10 books that they want. Last year we had a special program where the author of Dogman gave a limited release to all the kids, so it was a special bonus. But we basically are in need of some support and help to get the community involved. To be challenged to kind of step up to the plate to help some of these kids who might not be able to afford books or to be able to start their literacy journey. And so we're doing that through the campaign Give a Child a Book, and excited to be a part of it.
So the kids at Gloria Hicks have been very blessed, and we're hoping with enough support that we can add on some new schools, right?
Fingers crossed. We've got Gloria Hicks covered with the generous support of the Heil Law Firm and the community. But we're trying to add so more schools can be involved in the program. So we really need the community to come out, support what we're doing. Every donation counts. You can go to theheillawfirm.com or the Channel 6 website and click the links to be able to support and donate, or just give us a call and we can get you the information you need to be a part of this wonderful program.
Definitely, and every dollar counts, every dollar. If you donate $1, $5, $10, $20, we're gonna be able to buy books with that, and in some cases, Scripps is able to match some of these donations. I know when we donate as employees, there's like a big incentive, and we've got the thermometer rising and all that good stuff. We get really hyped up about it, because truly, it is for a great cause. And sometimes we're like, hey, I'm hard on money too, I don't have money to be giving out. But think about it, imagine if your own children never had a single book to bring home and crack open, and how expressive we can be and how much we use our imaginations because of some of the books we read as children. Do you have a favorite from when you were young?
I always liked that, all the Shel Silverstein books, but Where the Wild Things were was like one of my favorites with all those monsters. And sometimes we look back to our own childhoods and like one little inspiration, one moment might have inspired us to like have a passion in our life to become a journalist or a singer or maybe an attorney. And books open up those magical worlds to be able to give us that inspiration to maybe find our purpose and our destiny. So we might be doing the same for some kids in our community, even with one book, might give them that, plant that seed of hope, joy, and maybe excitement to find their purpose. So
I completely agree. And obviously a big difference between reading a book and seeing it in a movie, because with the book, you get to use your imagination. You're creating that world. You're creating everything down to the way their nose looks in these books, right? So it's really, really great and so impactful. Give us the details one more time on how we can support Give a Child a Book campaign.
Yeah, so you can visit either the Channel 6 website or go to www.highlawfirm.com or just give us a call. We're real friendly. We don't bite. You can give us a call at 356-1277, and we'll answer all your questions about the program, how you can get involved. We also need readers to come out to the school. In February, we're going to be actually reading to the kids as we present all these books. So if you're interested in just coming down and being a part of the community, reading to the kids, seeing the joy on their faces with these books, we'll explain all that, and we'll get you tapped in to be a volunteer.
Great. Well, thank you so much for everything you do. You give back to the community in such a big way, and we're grateful for you.
Thank you, Clarissa. I'm grateful for you guys.
All right, it's your turn, guys. Make that donation and make a difference in these children's lives.
Interested in growing your business? Coastal Living can help. Email us at advertise@coastallivingtv.com or scan the QR code on your screen for more information.
Coastal Living. Thank you all so much for joining us. And of course, thank you to our guests for contributing to the show and helping us help you from the comfort of your own home. Tomorrow, we want to remind you to adopt, don't shop. We have a pet of the week to feature, and we have so much more to come. So let's keep the conversation going online at Coastal Living TV on Facebook and Instagram. And as you know by now, we're always looking for talent and businesses to feature on the show. So if you're interested in being on Coastal Living, reach out to us at info@coastallivingtv.com. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.